What's up, everybody? It's your man, Coach Block. I forgot to hit the intro.
You think people are really going to watch this?
They ain't got nothing else to do.
Right?
Word.
I ain't going on social media talking shit about TDS Radio. I know that much.
My man, Coach Block.
What's up, cuz? How we living?
You're rocking with TDS Radio.
Get it, Kim. All right. She got a vision, and she wants us to execute this vision.
Ooh, man. That's what TDS is about today.
Ken and Kim are the two dopest siblings that I know.
All right, you ready?
Am I ready? Are they ready?
What's up? It's your man, Coach Block, one half of TDS Radio.
And it's your girl, So Fab. Hey, y'all, I'm back. Hey.
So you had jokes today. Anybody who had the opportunity to watch that, everybody, he's bald, Y'all get on my nerves. Y'all laughed at me, and don't be, whenever I talk, y'all don't want to hear it. Y'all go away. Then the moment Kim makes a joke, is one of our top posts. Y'all are hell. That is crazy.
Love you guys.
Right.
Smooches and smooches and smooches.
And she the only one with a ISO cam. All you see is my big ass arm in the side. Whack. What is going on? Pretty soon I'm gonna just start doing this. The hell is going on around here?
Oh, we love you, big guy. Yeah.
You said I merged with the bricks in the back.
You did.
And everybody's like, and she's laughing. Ah!
You did. I was like, oh my God. Where did he go?
Now, you see I changed my angle.
You sure did.
Now.
Now it looks like you got a thought bubble.
And that ain't true, because my mind be all over the place. So for the 4 people that are here, thank you. We appreciate you guys, and we missed you. And so the Sibs will be together for a minute. Pablo Escobar is giving her a quick break.
Shut up.
So that she don't have to worry about being a traffic mule
Yeah.
anymore. That was crazy.
Yeah. I will
and
be seated for a while.
if you guys are over there on the Instagram side, hello, welcome, on the Instagram side. I don't know how long that's going to last, but hey, man, it was good to see y'all, and let's get into it because I don't want to lose anybody. So you know what we got? We got birthdays, then after birthdays, we got entertainment news, and after entertainment news, we got the messiest of letters, and we have a special guest today. So please make sure you stay because we are celebrating Women Impacting Now for Women's Month. Go ahead.
What do you want me to say?
Just about Women's Month.
Oh, yes. So it's International Women's Month. And actually, Friday was International Women's Day.
Right.
But we are going to celebrate for the entire month because the month does belong to us, which is awesome. So we are going to have some amazing, amazing women every Tuesday this month that we'll be interviewing. So last week we had Ashley Bakes Daily, which please make sure y'all go and check out her baked goods. Delicious, super dope girl. If you guys did not check out that interview, make sure you go on our Facebook and our YouTube. The interview is there and you can hear her story. And today we have a very special friend of mine. I've known this girl since we were 12 or 13 years old.
Younger than that.
Yeah, we children since we were children, and to see her grow into who she is now, to see her be a published author, it just warms my heart because the two of us would just giggle and laugh about scary movies and Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark and all those things. So to see her still be in that genre and have a story with representation of little brown girls from all over, I'm just so proud of her and super excited to share her story with you all because she has some exciting news that she's going to talk about tonight right here on TDS Radio. So make sure you guys keep it locked. Let's show our support. This is just an amazing thing. So super excited. And then we're going to have to find something to do with the guys at some point.
So let's get into birthdays.
Okay.
Because I don't be feeling
We do
these.
have comments.
Yeah,
I understand.
Hi.
Oh my gosh.
We have a lot of comments.
It's Calvin and it's my bottom bottom. It's Dion.
What's up, bro? What's going on? Calvin, what's up, cuz?
Calvin.
What's up, Jay? Oh, you love my rants? Oh, thanks.
Oh, it's my baby.
It's my daughter. She's watching.
My Beyonce. Hey,
Tomorrow
girl.
we got a special birthday.
Yes,
She's
we do.
21. And we got more comments and everybody.
Hey, y'all better stay your asses on this damn line.
Yeah, so
don't
let's
try to play us.
right. Now let's get into it.
And Dion, we need to talk to you.
Let's get into it real quick, folks. Let me go with the birthdays. So I got to go back to March 9th because we haven't been here for a while and it won't let me go any further back. But we're going to save the last birthday, the most special birthday, because this person supports us the most.
Yes.
For last. But we got Rainier Rackley, my homeboy, who started the First and Go 365 podcast with me. He was on the March 9th. Our cousin Athena Rose was on March 9th. John Brown, one of the guys who does photography and also went to Enlo with Chiquita. Happy birthday. My man Mark Mullins, happy birthday. Anita Jones, happy birthday. Miss Paula, happy birthday. Kareem, happy birthday. Rachel James, happy birthday. Tayon Thames, happy birthday. Curtis Brower, Bill LaChance, Shamor Reddick, Ryan Kennedy, Garrett Williams. Garrett is a dude that I worked with back when we were nurse's assistant. Sheesh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right. That's my UPMC days. And we have Brandon Boyd celebrating your 40th. Welcome to the club, my guy. Ivan McLean, happy birthday. Today's March 12th. Happy birthday for you. And a woman who I spent many a nights at her house eating her food along with all of her children. And she was like a mom.
Miss Tucker?
Miss Ellie Tucker.
Happy birthday, Miss Tucker.
So Miss Tucker, happy birthday. And thank you for all the food and pizza. Back when, remember Bigfoot Pizza?
Yes, it used to be bomb.
She used to order a Bigfoot pizza for 4 boys and it was gone in less than 10 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, we were growing kids at that time. Like it was a Bigfoot. She would be hot because we sometimes we forgot to save Mr. Tucker something. He would be at work.
No.
Oh yeah, it would be a whole thing.
Oh, we're also missing another important person.
I wasn't done.
Oh,
but you go ahead.
She may have been before you said the 9th, right?
I think she was it the 8th? Cuz give us the date of your birthday. But
no, not that person. She's important too. Another person, Miss Katina Finch. It was her birthday as
How
well.
come she's not on my list?
She didn't make the cut. I think she was on the 8th.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So Miss Katina Finch, she is celebrating a birthday as well with her fabulous self. I love her dearly. She and Calvin were very instrumental in my move here to North Carolina. If it wasn't for them, I would not be here today because they opened up their house and their arms and welcomed me and allowed me to transition and be able to do what I needed to do to be a resident of North Carolina. So I love them both dearly. They are amazing, amazing people. And happy birthday to my fellow diva. Mwah.
And then
Jasmine. Oh my God. Wait. Hey y'all. It's me.
So Jay was on the 7th.
Yes, she was on the 7th. One of our biggest supporters, our cousin. I mean, how far do we go back to our East Hill days and even before then? Love her to death. Thank you so much for continuously supporting us, for sharing, for engaging with us. You are amazing and you are a beautiful person inside and out, always have been. And we love you, Smiley. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. So let's give you the song. And wait, let me get the graphic together because I wasn't ready for that. So, all right, ready?
Wait, no, hold on.
Oh,
okay.
No. All right.
All right. And 3, 2,
and
boom.
Y'all ready? Well, happy birthday to you. Hey. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Hey. Happy birthday to you. Well, you look good. You look good. And we hold you have a good time. Happy birthday to you. Hey, happy birthday to you.
And as the quote says, continue to live your life in a way that makes every day worth celebrating from the Sibs, man. We really love y'all, and we appreciate all the support that you guys give us, and y'all make TDS feel right. We come here after 2 long work days, hers and mine, and it gets crazy. And what's even crazier is the fact that I'm talking and the graphic is up.
It's still
you
up.
can tell I'm rusty. So with that, did I have something else? I didn't have anything else. No rant today, besides Shannon Sharp being mad because people talk about him getting out that truck with that purse and that green outfit.
Why was it so tight? I had that exact outfit in purple and blue.
You know what?
Okay.
Shannon, no, not doing it. We got a lot to get to before we get to our guest. The thing that I keep saying about Shannon, that if people are paying attention, that's why you're single. You can't accept criticism. Even Ocho's like, man, you can't get mad at everything.
Right.
Like, take it easy.
Just chill, laugh, learn to laugh at yourself. If you are going to be a public figure, you have got to learn how to laugh at yourself,
right?
Because no matter.
I took my hat off and we got 418 views in an hour.
1,700 on TikTok.
Oh. Ow, my pride. See what I'm saying? So Facebook, there's 418. Instagram, I think we've reached like 800-900. And then on TikTok, we're 1,700 people laughing at me because I took my hat off. And you said, oh, you blend with the wall. Hide. Even my own cousin, the first one. Now I could have got on here like, see y'all some assholes for that. See, that don't make no sense. It ain't my fault I lost my hair. I could have got like that, but why?
There's no point. You got to learn. Shay Sharp. Shay. You got to learn to laugh at yourself.
You're a man who calls yourself Shay.
Yeah.
And you don't think people are going to talk about you?
You gotta. I
don't know what our TikTok is.
Oh, so we're transitioning because I'm new to TikTok. So please, y'all don't judge me just yet. So it's under SoFab Kim, but it's going to be TDS Radio. So
all right.
Yeah.
It's under SoFab Kim, but it's going to be TDS. So your people are laughing at me?
No, we got strangers. They in that Nick at
strangers.
Night. And Nick at Night did very well. We got a lot of engagement. No, it wasn't Nick at Night. It was Mac tonight.
But I don't understand why Anyway, so I think it's ridiculous that people are laughing at me like that.
We have a volunteer to help with our TikTok. Thank you. Because we're stretched pretty thin here. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and my child said it too.
Yay, please help us.
So let's go into the next step, because it looks like we don't know what we're talking about, but we do. The problem was just simply I was feeling some type of way because everybody was laughing at me because I'm bald.
Oh,
I don't know what y'all
you
expected.
Look nice bald.
Thank you. I was about to say, I don't know what y'all expected.
I think people were laughing at my laugh.
Yeah, but your laugh is at me. The hell? What? What would be more funny is if I grew my hair and y'all seen that hairline. Wow. Now that is must-see TV. Boy, hairline is pushed back. I had no choice.
But at least you know when to let it go. A lot of people don't know when to let it go.
If I walked around looking like a half moon on my head, looking crazy, looking like Montgomery Burns and Mr. Jefferson at 43. That's not nice. All right.
Entertainment news.
So we got entertainment news with So Fab Kim. Who's up first?
All right, y'all. So as you may have seen or may not have seen, because some people are into it, they are not. Some people are or may not be into it. The Oscars was on Sunday, and they actually decided to push it up an hour, a little bit earlier. And well, let's just say that there were a lot of upsets. There were a lot of expectancies, especially Oppenheimer, yeah, Oppenheimer, however you want to pronounce it. They won the most awards of the night, especially the most coveted Best Picture and Best Director, which was of no surprise. And then Robert Downey Jr. finally took an Oscar home, as well as Cillian Murphy. So that was definitely something that we kind of expected. Ryan Gosling decided to perform I Am Ken from the hit movie Barbie, which took a lot of people by surprise. But I think what I would love to focus more on and really salute were our Black winners of the night. Now, unfortunately, it wasn't a lot. Okay. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah,
all
they should
right.
hear you. You're good.
Wait. No, take me back to the other one.
You're good. They should hear you.
There we go. It's saying no audio. Sound went out. No audio. Okay.
Oh.
All right. So let us know if you can hear us now, y'all.
Yeah, can you hear?
Because we might not be able to use that shot.
Ah.
Okay, there we go. All right. So
testing. Can you still hear? Can you still hear? Okay, we're good. It says yeah.
No.
No?
We can't use that. We can't use that shot.
It doesn't say? Oh,
okay.
Man.
So
says we can use it.
There we go.
They heard it.
Well, they might be catching up. Let's just stay here.
Okay.
So Chuck, I know you've seen Oppenheimer. I'm not someone who wants to go see that film, but I trust that it was good. So anyway, going back to
the one to be like, oh, Oppenheimer was good. Oh,
shut up. Leave him alone. I appreciate you, Chuck. Shamik Moore, he decided to express his disappointment because he was nominated for Best Animated Film. However, he did not win. He lost out to a film called The Boy and the Heron. It's by a huge anime production film. So a lot of people were saying, you probably weren't going to win going up against such a big production company.
Yeah.
But he just wanted to express his disappointment. So he said he felt like he was robbed. He tweeted it out and let people know. He was like, respect to the winner. It's true. I'm definitely a sore loser, but we didn't lose. Spider-Verse has impacted a lot of lives. May have been acknowledged tonight, but life goes on and beyond. Yeah, get ready. And you would think that, people would understand that or whatever have you, but he received a lot of backlash from that tweet where people were like, oh, you should be happy. Why would you, say something like that on Twitter? You're being a sore loser. Like, things happen. You weren't going to win because you were up against, such a huge production company. My question is, why isn't it okay for someone to express their disappointment?
You gotta be a
good sport.
Yeah. Like, you can't say what you really want to say. Everybody has to give the same cliche answers. So you can't be like, man, we should have won. That was some bull. Can't say that. Because then now everybody's like, oh, you're not gracious. So that's why I don't watch I don't watch award shows, and I don't watch post interviews in sports because we've been hearing the athletes say the same thing every single year, every single game. You know, we played hard and da 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 da. Only people who get super corny is Russell Wilson.
I knew you. Leave Russell alone. Welcome to Pittsburgh, Russell.
Boo. Y'all seen my post. Mr. Unlimited.
I knew you were going to say something. Leave Russell
if
alone.
Sierra don't keep her and her kids wherever they at and don't move to Pittsburgh,
Leave
don't do it, CC. Stay. You little future little Russ and them, stay where y'all at. Let this nigga destroy his career in Pittsburgh, and then he'll be back.
Here we go.
Because they love him now. The first interception his black ass throw. Pittsburgh, when the last time? This is my platform, and we can say it. This is my entertainment news, and I'm done. Pittsburgh, you ain't never like nothing black at quarterback. Joe Gilliam didn't like him. Michael Vick hated him. And now all of a sudden, we love you, Russ, until he throws a pick, and he'll be considered every nigga created. I said what I said. Pittsburgh, y'all whack. And don't, Russ, please don't go out to those suburbs and do no camps with them kids in the suburbs.
Here we go.
Because the kids that's in the city, because you'll learn, there's Pittsburgh, and then there's people who say they're from Pittsburgh. There's nothing better than catching somebody where, yeah, I'm from Pittsburgh. Well, what part? Oh, downtown. I live on the east side, Penn Hills. Oh, I'm from Beaver County. That's not Pittsburgh. Russ, don't let them trick you. Pittsburgh is Pittsburgh. All them other places, counties. Don't go to the counties, but you're a real county type of dude.
Here we go.
Sorry.
Can we jump back into it?
The hell with Russell.
We're going to jump back into it.
Where we at? Y'all knew I was going to have to say something about Russell Simmons. God damn it.
Them. So for those of you who may have watched the 2021 horror anthology that premiered on Amazon Prime, that starred Deborah Ayo-Rende, about a Black family that moved from North Carolina to Los Angeles and the racism that they experienced. It gained a lot of attention just because it was such a hard watch. And a lot of people were affected from it, emotionally. And they just said that it felt like trauma porn, for Black people.
Yeah.
To me, I thought it was a really good story. Is it a hard watch? Absolutely. But they are coming out with their second season. Now, the second season was supposed to come out last year, but it got pushed back because we all know writer strike and everything like that. So a lot of production companies are just now putting out content that was scheduled to come out in 2022 and 2023. So here's the first look. As you guys can see, Pam Grier and Luke James will be in this season. So super excited there. But, well, I shouldn't say but, and this season will also take place in Los Angeles, where it's going to follow a serial killer. And also Deborah Ayo-Rende, the star that was in the last one, she is going to be a detective who essentially is having to battle with racism because it's taking place during, the Rodney King riot and all this stuff like that. So pretty sure it's going to be heavy content once again. But I'm interested in seeing how it's going to play out, where it's going to go, and even seeing Luke James in this sort of style. Because typically he's doing more, romance, comedy. He did the New Edition story where he played Johnny Gill. So to see him in this role, I'm interested to see how it goes for him. But are you excited to see them?
Yeah, I like the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't got no jokes for that.
That's okay.
You're doing serious news. So I got to be like,
Are you all?
Yes.
Shut up. Are you all excited to see them as well? If you even seen the first season, let us know what you thought. If you're excited for the second one, if you haven't watched it, definitely go watch it. As I always tell you guys, watch the content that I throw out there, and I want you guys to tag me in it, respond. I promise you, I'll read DMs. We both have control of our TDS account. I want to know what you think so we can talk about it on here, because it will be a part of Blockbuster. It's not scheduled to come out until next month, but we will go ahead and let you guys know, because all of the episodes will be released. It's not going to be a one episode per week sort of thing. So support
that Disney movie.
That too.
Because the Disney series, Iwana, y'all ain't supporting it. It ain't getting the views that it's supposed to get. But we don't talk about Bruno. Next.
And promo helps, because if it wasn't for our people talking about it, I wouldn't have known it was on Disney or that it was available to watch.
It's terrible. But we'll share. Never mind.
Watch it like you watch Love is Blind. We'll talk about that too, but not today. We'll talk about that
Watch
later.
it like you watch Russell Wilson. Let's talk about Russ. Say no, I'm just
Leave Russell
he is the
alone.
corniest dude
Leave him
ever.
alone.
Mr. Unlimited. I'm like, oh.
Would you leave him alone? Let him be great, please.
Only thing great about him is his wife.
Here we go. So we do have one comment. Yes, I want to see season 2. Season 1 had me ready to take a fight. I know that's right. The neighbors acting was too real. Yes. I do believe that some people get a little too caught up in their method acting and make me think like, you enjoy being a racist. Yeah, that Disney show was amazing. Little girl was beautiful. So
Thanks for supporting.
yes, I'm so happy to hear that. So moving on to some unfortunate news. You may have heard about this pastor, Bishop Whitehead. He is known for being extremely flashy and, wearing designer and, are you familiar with him?
Yeah, he's the one that got beat up.
Yeah, that too. But extremely flashy. But now he has been convicted of fraud. If you guys did not hear, he essentially is being convicted because he had taken one of his parishioners and essentially talked her out of her pension.
$90,000 pension.
Yes.
Now, here we go.
Here we
You
go.
guys can see him, right?
Here we go.
He looks like a crook.
I mean,
let's make it bigger so that you guys can really give you the solo layout here. He looks like he would steal money. Don't he? Y'all be honest. He looks like somebody who's trying to trick you right now. That whole suit, shirt, tie combination, uber big ring for no reason. That's what he looks like. And it's somebody's grandmother. So I hope he burns for it.
Yeah. And that's the part that really, really just hurt my soul because you knew she was an elderly woman. You're doing it to fund your lifestyle. And, and this is one of the reasons why people have problems with donating to the church or giving to the church or paying tithes. Because when we see you do things like that, the luxury cars, the watches, the custom made suits and stuff like that, is it really benefiting the church or is it benefiting your pockets?
Well, now the luxury cars, the one thing I do say is, and people argue with me all the time, but sometimes their job is to preach. And if you do it well, you should be rewarded for that, as long as you are doing the other part as well. So if you are giving as much as receiving, like for example, if your church is rocking and rolling and y'all in the community, you got people moving and you're building up the community as well,
you should be rewarded.
Hey, man, why not? Because guess what? Your average Joe ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? So if you got you a nice little car, nice little house, we celebrate. I don't think we should celebrate rap artists, R&B artists who put out negative content. We celebrate them. But then we look at a pastor and think he should be living in a project. You know what I'm saying? So if you do your job good and it's on the up and up, a church is a nonprofit. Should you get paid? Sure. If you got the bodies coming in, but people can see where tithes, offerings, et cetera, go. Hey man, if you get you a Benz and something like that, so what?
And that might be the problem. If people aren't seeing where the funds are going, like you said, if you're not really helping any of, the parishioners, or you're not really helping, or doing any sort of outreach or community work, then I think that's when people are like,
use big words again, parishioners. Now see how she takes everything I say and condenses it down. I talk like a damn fifth grader. She's like, parishioners, nigga. Jesus Christ.
Church.
I'm like, and the people in the church and everything. Parishioners, my nigga. God damn, read a book.
Shut up.
I swear to y'all, I went to college. I swear. I don't know what happened as I got older. I stopped reading books. That's what it is.
And there's so many good books to read.
So,
like the one we'll talk about in the 7:00 hour.
But no, I do feel as though, and I know a lot of people don't share that. A lot of people feel as though like, oh, you should be humble and all that other stuff. Hey man, look, if I do my job well, I should be rewarded for doing my job well.
And once again, I don't think anyone would have such an issue if you are doing what you're supposed to do, which is doing good and working with your community. Because if my pastor was doing everything, he's helping out, he's giving back, he's doing all these great things. If you decide to get a house that's comfortable for your family, or you want to get a luxury car, because I mean, who doesn't want a luxury car? We have everyday people who want luxury cars.
Right.
So that's what you want, by all means. But when you are taking money out of the elderly's pocket,
now that's crazy. And then it puts
committing wire fraud.
It puts a black eye on the people who are doing it right. The bottom line is, as much as we want to not think it is, the church is a business.
It is, very much so.
And people see what happens on Sundays, Saturdays, if your church is on Saturday, and then they want to take everything that's supposed to happen with the church and put it into 1 or 2 days because that's what you see. But there's a lot of work that goes in, and usually it's not a lot of people who's performing it. When I spoke at the men's conference, I said that, like, we sit here and people will judge the church, but then you don't see them Monday to Saturday.
Right.
They only show up. They like an NFL football game. You only show up on Sunday. So you have no idea of the functionality that it takes to run a church all through the week and then tell somebody what they can't have. When you got to listen to people's problems, you got to be marital counselor. You got to be, you got to do bereavement. You got to visit hospitals. You got to go to jails. There's a lot that you have to do in a week that deals with the people. You trying to tell me y'all mad because I drive a nice car and have a nice crib? How about this? Switch me. And then tell me if you don't think I deserve to at least ride with heated seats. Damn.
Like, what do you want me in a jalopy?
Y'all want me in a Hyundai
Wait a minute.
with hard ass seats.
Wait a minute.
From back when we used to think Hyundai and Honda was the same car because the logos were similar. You want me in one of them, an Astro van, the white van with 15-seat passenger dip. You want me in that travel around with the painted on Mount Love Church of Zion. That's what I'm supposed to live in an apartment. I hate us. What's the next? But don't be robbing people. Now that's different.
No, don't do that.
Don't rob people.
Don't do that. Don't.
That's the part where
don't do what he did.
Don't rob people.
And then don't try to use Jesus to get out of it, because his statement was absolutely ridiculous. Let's not do that.
And then just like Ty Trevor changing on talking about the church is whack. Hey man, you made a lot of money off this gospel music.
Ooh,
to only turn around and say church is whack. You get the money back then. Because you was the first one. Savior, do 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 do, ruler, provider. You wasn't saying that when you was taking them checks. Now all of a sudden church is whack. See, those are the people that I have problems with, like them. You know what I'm saying? Like that when he got on the Breakfast Club and talked crazy like that, I was like, somebody stop him. Like, you can't do, and Charlemagne and them is just like, keep talking, no, you got a whole, there's so many people that has been inspired through church by your music to turn around and tell them church is whack. Wow, that was great. You may not speak directly on him, but that comment though is crazy. Yeah. Like to tell people who believed in you through their faith, through the church, because you were singing in churches, that was whack. Woo, boy. And these locusts is coming out of the ground next.
Okay.
Feast and famine. Niggas is hungry. We can't eat. Chips cost $6.
Woo, do they?
Community meals is necessary. I'm telling you, man, I ain't one of the people to be like, and it's the end days, but I mean, I pray a lot now, just in case, because niggas is tripping. People that stood in front of the church and then gonna say black women is wrong. You sing with black women all the time. Then you work with black women and cash they black women check, but then say black women are difficult on the podcast. Why would you do these things? Like, what is wrong with people? What is the deal? Like, these ain't rants, y'all. This shit really happened.
I was going to say, a lot of things happen when people get a microphone in front of their face and they just feel like they need to spew out with that, whatever. So
I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Like, If y'all haven't seen it, maybe we'll find the clip and post it on TDS. There is a brother who literally said that black women are difficult, so he dates because they are more difficult than others. But he works with black women. He makes songs for black women. He's in front of the church and he's actually ministering to black women. What is wrong with you? I hope they continue to drag his nappy ass beard all across social media. I wish we had the post and the soundbite, but we don't. We shouldn't do these things. But for dude, there's a special hot seat in heaven.
Yes, absolutely.
It's already warmed up.
Absolutely.
He got heated seats, all right.
Absolutely. And like I said, this is one of the reasons why people have a hard time with joining and going to and believing in the church or pastors. So
I got that ashy itch. You ever get the ashy itch from dry skin?
We're at 6:32. Let's move on.
Y'all ever get that ashy itch because you forget the lotion in the area and you be like, damn, dry skin. My whole calf is white as this. White as this damn sign. And it's itching like I'm over here trying to move like to get it. I'm sorry, y'all. She's trying to be so serious and report news, and I'm over here like I got ashy itch.
So much to get to.
Okay. What time is our guest coming on?
7 o'clock.
Oh shit. All right, let's roll. All right.
So finally, as we talk about saviors and such, the Beehive savior will be happy to hear, as if they already know, because this news was reported only a couple of hours ago. She has dropped the title of her highly anticipated country album, which will be titled Cowboy Carter. That is the next album that is on its way. It'll be released this month on the 29th. And it is all of her country music that she has been teasing and letting people know. That will have Texas Hold'em on there and 16 Carriages. And Dolly Parton also leaked the fact that she went ahead and approved and cleared for Beyonce to be able to go ahead and do Jolene. So that possibly may be on the album as well. Aren't you excited? And finally,
we got something else because I don't care nothing about that.
Leave me.
As soon as I hear this ain't tech, click. I ain't hear that shit. I'm so tired of us. There we go. Never mind. Go ahead. I'm not gonna get on no Beyonce rant.
Don't do it.
Because you know what? I like the queen. It's just I think she's bored. So let's try this. What else am I gonna do? I'm a billionaire. I'm a Billy. I got a Billy. So let's try this. Roll the dice. Let's see if they'll go with it. And what do black people do?
This ain't Texas. Ain't no Hold'em. Hey, so lay your cards down.
You turn around and put on Hootie from Hootie and the Blowfish, and niggas will sit down. I don't like that song. That's country music. Nobody want to hear this. You ask your average black. We should do that. Go ask your average black person. Give me 5 country songs from 5 artists. But then they out there, this ain't Texas. Ain't no Hold'em. Liquid. We go with any damn thing.
And finally, our good brother Chris Brown, who is currently on tour, he has some things to get off of his chest.
Breezy said, "Leave me alone."
Pretty much. What he is essentially tired of. He is tired of people holding him to the fire when it comes to his past issue. Of course, we all know what I'm referring to. What happened between himself and Rihanna, the infamous night in 2007. Yes, it was 2007, y'all. Just that long ago. And he's just tired of being essentially blackballed. And he's like, look, I am on a whole different level than some of y'all faves. I'm really out here doing this music thing. And, I'm willing to go toe to toe. And I think it's about time that we stop bringing up this young man's past. Chris is, I think, the same age as me. So mid-30s. I think it's about time we stop. If Rihanna has forgiven him, this whole thing of blackballing him and, we don't stand for abusers and stuff like that, when we support a lot of people who have done a lot of crazy things, if you're still going to sit here and listen to R. Kelly and Step in the Name of Love.
Now, R. Kelly said, what I got to do with
I'm
this?
just saying. I'm just saying.
Jail.
I'm just saying, if you want to still step in the name of love, then why are we still holding Chris to the fire? At what point is enough enough?
Oh boy, here I go. Somebody said Chris didn't abuse Rihanna.
Uh-oh.
He just won the fight.
Oh, man.
And you know who said that? Our mother said that. She said, let's not act like Rihanna wasn't in that car whooping his ass.
That. She did.
She said, now come on now. He's the driver. She probably got a good couple solid punches before he stopped that car and dug in her cheeks. Now, am I into women beating? No, I am not. So I am not going to say that joke wasn't ill. Funny, but it was ill. Chris Brown wasn't abusing Rihanna. He just won the fight. Because I don't also think that she just took it willingly, like just sat there. They was Ike and Tina. Like if y'all ever seen What's Love Got to Do with It, I'm sure that was Ike and Tina in that front seat.
Here we go.
But what I will say to that is, if she doesn't have a problem with him and she has already given him the hey big head looks and all that other stuff at basketball games, and we've seen it, then we got to let that go. We can't be more mad than her. She was the victim. If she found it in her heart to forgive, then us holding him to the cross is for what?
Right.
That's your personal things because you didn't charge the nigga who hit you upside your head. Because that's the only people who's mad. Somebody who's either gotten hit and didn't get justice, or got hit, got justice, and still upset about it and didn't heal. Because you have not, thank God, have been a victim of abuse. You can look at Breezy and forgive. But those who have not, who have been a victim of abuse and have not gotten over it themselves, will be the first ones to try to say, no, he shouldn't. But then we're looking at this person, judging this person as if our closet is clean and we ain't got nothing in there ourselves.
Yeah.
And so I don't think he did what he did. I just don't think we should continue to punish him for it. What else do you want from him?
And I think that's where his frustration lies. Like, what more do you want me to do? Like he said, I've been blackballed. A lot of endorsements, a lot of money has been taken off of the table. You know, he doesn't really bother anybody. You know, he'll have his little shots that he'll take on social media, but for the most part, doesn't really bother anyone. And like I said, if we're going to sit here and hold him accountable for something that happened in 2007, we got to take a long look of a lot of entertainers in this industry that have done some very, very, very ill things, but yet we continue to listen to their music and support their craft. So I'm just saying.
Breezy also lumped up a couple people along the way. Wasn't like it was just Riri. Some people, a couple people on the way. So it wasn't like it was Riri and then it was just like a clean slate. It was Riri and then you bruised up a couple on the way to now where you're at, where it's like, oh, but I'm still Chris Brown. Like, and so people remember that, Chris.
Whom are you talking
Remember,
about?
like the hotel incident? He had an incident in the hotel where he lumped somebody up. I forgot the specifics. We would have to have that. But, you know, it has been sketchy up to this point. The star was Riri, but there was other people who have talked about, you know, his demeanor, things like that. And everybody wants to label us as angry. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I just think at this point in time, the best thing that he can do is continue to produce dope music and understand your audience and your fan base. And those other people will come around because nobody wants to be the one to miss out. So like, you got to do your Usher thing. Like Usher reinvented himself. Like he's able to be hot all over again. Like he's damn near like a new artist to some of these younger people.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people that don't know that Chris Brown did what he did with Rihanna. There's a whole generation of kids that have no idea. These COVID kids don't really know the magnitude of what that was at that time for us. So if he reinvents himself and not necessarily focus on the fact that you're not getting into the doors that you want to get into, but this social media era, you can create your own doors. Those endorsements and stuff will come back. Here's what we know about all those major companies. Money talks, bullshit walks.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if he focuses more on that and less on the fact that he can't get in those doors. Like, for example, when he did the Michael Jackson thing, there's nothing stopping Chris Brown from using his money to put that performance on. And I guarantee once he puts that performance on, people will pay him for that. But when they stopped it in its tracks, it's like, I'm so angry. But put your own performance on and then sell it. I guarantee Netflix, Hulu, or one of them will pick that shit up and it'll be on there in no time. I guarantee, like you said, because there's other abusers and pedophiles and all that stuff that are on
a laundry list
these
of
social,
people.
I mean, on these streaming platforms. So you just got to think of more creative ways to do it. And, you know, when Usher's hot like coals and you over here not hot like coals, but y'all careers are pretty similar in music, sound, things like that, dance. I'm sure Tingles is taint a little bit.
Oh yeah. And then when it's always something, because, you know, recently he was upset because he couldn't play in a celebrity all-star game, and they claimed that it was Ruffle who essentially said like, oh no, we didn't want him. Yeah, but Ruffle's like, don't put us in this.
Eats Ruffles chips?
Wait a minute.
Exactly. I figured you would. Nobody wants no damn Ruffles chips cutting the roof of your mouth. If any abuse is happening, it's them damn Ruffles chips.
Now look, Ruffle chips are not that bad. Come on.
Ruffles chips cutting the roof of your mouth is abuse. What? We need to file a charge on they ass. No, nobody eat. You eat Ruffles chips?
Who doesn't eat the cheddar and sour cream? You eat them?
I prefer Utz. I get those because ain't no Utz.
But you still eat them.
And I'm telling you what they do. They beat me up every time. Slice. And I'm like, Chris Breezy, let's take they ass to court for having hard ass chips. Ruffles got ridges. Why? Utz is better. And Snyder's is the best. We just don't got them down here.
Thank you. See, that's my baby.
Who?
D, she said Ruffles sour cream and onion is fire. Like, what? Ruffles chips are good. And Ruffles, if y'all want to sponsor TDS,
sour cream and onion is fire. Hold on now. What? You eat those on your way to school. Those is I gotta eat those on the way to school chips.
They are delicious.
I came for Ruffles, and I'm going, okay, Captain Crunch too. Y'all out here eating Ruffles?
Yes. There's nothing wrong with Ruffles chips.
Utz or Lay's, man. And if I can find Snyder's.
Oh no, Snyder's.
I buy Ruffles out of default. Snyder's is the best chip though. Utz is second, and then everybody else. I'll eat Pringles before I eat Ruffles.
No, Pringles are by far the worst chip in America. I don't care what nobody says.
You know,
Pringles is on the same level as Wise.
I probably should stop not supporting your serious news the way I do. I'm like, and chips. Fuck Chris Brown. Ruffles, chips, and bald, and niggas. I'm sorry. I just enjoy having fun.
That's okay. It's entertainment news. Why not?
I was about to say, I got to have some fun with it because it gets so serious. Like, I feel bad for Chris Brown, but I do feel as though you have enough money to change your narrative. There are people out here who get in that situation and can never change their narrative because they don't have the finances. He can have a concert right now and it's sold out. Ain't nobody going to not buy these Dreamville tickets because he's on the slate.
And his tour is doing phenomenal. And I also wonder,
jam is hard as hell.
Which one?
Don't get me to try to sing it. It's sensational.
Oh, sensational.
That damn. Have you ever heard that in headphones?
Yes.
Like, man, that's what I'm like. This thing got hits.
Well, we're not saying that, and he knows because he has platinum, records and stuff like that.
On that cocaine though. Yeah. In that interview, he was like. I'm like, damn, drink champs. Tell them to stop.
I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. But what I will say is Breezy is doing phenomenal. His tour is doing phenomenal. Would you stop it? He can dance his ass off. He's an amazing singer. But I wonder, Breezy, are you going to therapy? Because maybe it might be time for you to talk to somebody about what exactly you're going through. Because at some point you're going to have to, like you said, reach a level to where you're just not bothered. Whatever. Y'all do what y'all want to do.
Talk.
I got money. Let's just keep it moving.
They're gonna talk. I mean, it's not gonna stop. And you're the anti-Usher. You know what I'm saying? There has to be a villain. And that's unfortunate that we do things like that because if you look at their, not necessarily their careers and their money, but their style, it's one and the same. They both can dance their ass off and can entertain, and their music, is sounds kind of similar. But Usher has been squeaky clean.
Besides the herpes incident.
And y'all told me that wasn't true, because I was about to say that, but I'm like, I don't want to get chastised for saying he has herpes, but that. But hey, it seems like nobody gives. So Michael Vick. So their careers are very similar, and I think you're just you're just the not Usher. So reinvent your lane, figure out how you want to be. Stop trying to be like, because remember, he had that whole time where he was trying to be like Blood and his stuff, everything was, talking about Pyru and all that. Hey man, cut that out. You're too old, dead all that, and then go back to the nigga who was dancing down the street behind girls.
Not yo, come on.
Yo, I know you know my name, but excuse me, miss. Get back into that. Usher ain't left it. That nigga's on roller skates. And we love him because I with Usher heavy.
And that's the thing, because people talk about Chris Brown, but I have not seen anyone say that they don't like No Guidance, they don't like Sensational, they don't like Sip. Like, y'all blast his music and let that song Go Crazy come on, and people lose their minds. So that's why I'm like, who are these people who won't let him live?
Corporate. We listen to a Negro who peed on kids. And so it ain't us. It's corporate America that puts him in that position, because we're going to listen to you whether or not. There's somebody this weekend that requested Step in the Name of Love somewhere on this planet, knowing R. Kelly done peed on somebody's kid and don't give a damn.
Not at all.
So, I think it's more so like a corporate thing. It's probably, money. It's not stuff that we understand, because he's dealing with people with contracts that pay large amounts of money for his squeaky cleanness, and he ain't squeaky clean. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, tattoos and all that. Do Usher even have tattoos?
I don't know.
They used to pay Cam Newton to not have tattoos, like because it was just an image thing. You know what I'm saying? So, like go to rehab, clean it up, and go to therapy. Yeah. And then start over again. I promise you, everybody's gonna love Chris Brown. He ain't murdered nobody. He be all right.
And I mean,
ASAP Rocky ain't mad.
And there have been people who have allegedly done crimes as such, but somehow.
Who did he?
I'm not getting into that, y'all.
Because that's
there's a lot there. There's
nobody
a lot
saying nothing
there.
about Diddy. What is this?
There is a lot there. We read that already.
Oh,
there is a lot with Diddy.
Oh. And Diddy's still getting over and touching people, because everybody's not lying. If we can believe it about Kels, we can believe it about you.
Just saying.
Everybody ain't lying. So I don't have a lot to say about it, because I don't want to offend anyone. But at the end of the day, everybody's not lying about what Diddy said. Now, experience may be exaggerated in some stories and some tales, but everybody's not lying.
And same thing with T.I. and Tiny.
Everybody ain't lying. I mean, I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like when people keep asking, watch $1 Million Worth of Game. Go to their podcast and watch when they keep asking people, have you been invited to a Diddy party? And watch how uncomfortable the people who have been invited to a Diddy party get. It's to the point now where Wallow, the bald guy, he asks and he sit back and he just watch, because he knows who's been invited, because they've been invited, but they didn't go. And he keeps saying like, yo, those people come see you yet? And you see the ones like, nah, what you talking about? You done been to a Diddy party. That's crazy. And I like Diddy. What's this say?
Well, yeah, that's true. That is true.
You know what movie we want to see though, and then we'll go into the next piece. I want to see that movie about the black people, the magical Negroes.
That's been getting a lot of backlash.
I know, and I love it because it is true, and I can't wait because it's going to show and put a humorous light on how Black people have to live on this earth, knowing that who you are as a person at times, you have to scale it back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't wait to see the twists and turns that this movie takes, because when David Allen Greer said, do you know the number one enemy to Black people? And they said food, white people. I'm like, whoa, y'all did that? That comment section of that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this is not helping things.
Yeah,
Well,
it is not being received well in the least bit, and from both sides. From both sides, and I think
Black
some
people got a problem with it.
Oh yeah, because they're just saying like, well, why are we making a movie about making white people feel comfortable? But I don't think they understand that it's supposed to be satire just yet. So I mean, look at Spike Lee's movie Bamboozled. Like, Black people talked about that. They're like, why in the world would you create a movie with Black people in blackface, but not taking the time to watch it and understand the message? So, like you said, I do want to watch it just to see what way this is going.
Why would you make a movie about Black people in blackface? Turn that Diddy up. Why would you make a movie about Black people in blackface? Watch all these reality shows with Black women acting crazy. Like, that's exactly what Spike Lee was talking about. Like,
the bomb,
it makes you get your freak on. Yeah, like, this is exactly what he was talking about. How many alcohols do we act? Not even alcohol. How many malt liquors do we endorse? That's what he was talking about. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, It's not like that movie, even to this day, isn't relevant.
Oh, it's very relevant. Very, very relevant. It's definitely a timeless classic. But like I said, to my point, a lot of people were so mad at him about that movie because they're like, why would you do that? You know, Spike, you're supposed to be for Black people, not knowing that it was very telling of how we act and what it is that we consume and what we do when we're put in a position when we have to deal with keeping our job and money. So I feel like I said, the secret society or the magic society of
Secret Society of Magical Negroes.
Yeah, that's a long title. Sheesh. Like I said, I do want to watch it so then I can have my own, thoughts about it.
Wait.
But it's been receiving a lot of backlash on both sides. The Black people are mad, white people are mad. So yeah, we'll see what's happening there.
I can't give you a Diddy rant right now because we have our guest here. She's in the backstage. So I gotta be professional and be serious now. And they said they could see us with both. Hear you with this. So I got to add this to the stage. Bang, boom,
Are
bang.
You sure?
Yeah. They said everybody was saying we can hear you with both. The problem was this camera has to be on. So If I take this camera off, the sound goes off. So that camera has to stay on.
Okay, gotcha. So as I told you guys earlier, we have a very, very special guest that's coming up in the 7:00 hour. This person is near and dear to me. We essentially have grown up together, and to see her at this point in her life, just do something so huge and so monumental. I am so excited that she's coming on to our platform to talk to us about it. And it's the little horror fanatic in my heart to see her create a book about so many of the things that go bump in the night, scary tales. Like, she is doing the damn thing, and I couldn't be prouder. And I am going to try to stop gushing so much because I'm just so, so proud of my very, very good friend. But we are going to feature this phenomenal woman. As we said, it's, International Women's Month, and it's very, very important that, we bring some light to our Black authors. And also, like this guy, y'all need to read more.
Wow. What? I do. I have
pick up a book.
You know what? I got a good book that I'm reading, and I'm gonna bring it in. It goes along with the Secret Society of Magical Negroes.
It's called.
It's a long title, but basically it gives you words that. Never mind. I'll tell you tomorrow that it'll cause another conversation.
Okay.
Allie's right here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So. With that being said, let's go ahead and bring up Miss Allie Russell. Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
How are you guys?
Hey.
You almost made me tear up, and we haven't even started.
I mean, but everything that I said was absolutely true. And like I said, I'm so happy that you were able to come on our platform and talk about the amazing things that you were doing, because girl, this is something that, you know, we've talked about and we've written our own little short stories. So to see you become a published author, I'm just like, yo, she's so dope. This
Congratulations.
is amazing.
Congratulations.
So before I start, at Pooh, as you said, we've known each other since we were what, 9, 10?
Yes.
Am I allowed to call you Pooh on this show? And am I
Absolutely.
supposed to call you Big or Kenny? Like, what do I call you?
Well, yeah, you can call me Big. That's
I
fine.
just know your childhood names.
That's fine. Whatever comes to whatever speaks to your spirit, you can call that. That's all right.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm
Absolutely.
so excited to be here and talk to you guys about the book and, you know, what I've been up to and what you guys are up to. So
Can I jump right in?
Yeah, sure.
So you wrote a book, right?
We actually have the
We have the picture of it. Okay.
It's on my desktop.
I'll bring it up. But before we get into writing the book, talk about just the love of horror. Because I thought, as you know, watching you guys grow up, I just thought that was the weirdest little thing that you guys just would not let go of Goosebumps and all that stuff after Halloween. Like Halloween is over and y'all just kept it going. So just talk about your love of just, you know, the horror and where it comes from and how you feel about it.
yeah, I mean, you both have been around my family, so you know that it runs deep. You know, from my parents, like having all kinds of like Halloween parties, to all of my sisters also loving horror. Like that was a Friday or Saturday night like staple in our house. Like everybody just like gather in the living room, pillows, blankets, and we watched a scary movie. And like one of the first scary movies I ever watched, I think I was like 4 or 5 years old. It was Silver Bullet, based on a Stephen King book. And in the opening scenes, people were just getting like mauled by werewolves. But like that was like my whole childhood. Like that's what my dad grew up on, scary movies, scaring people. You know, he used to like turn out the lights in our bedroom and then he would stand there in the dark and you knew he was still there, but he would just be real quiet, or he would do something like growl in like a really low voice. So this has just been like my whole entire life. So when I met Pooh, and it was like, wait, you love Goosebumps too?
Yes.
You love Halloween too? Like it was just like a friendship forever. So yeah, I never let go of it, obviously, as you can see behind me. So that's just my whole life, and it's the one thing that like brings me joy is spooky things and Halloween and all that.
Yeah.
And I will never forget, and I won't go down memory lane too much, but I will never forget when we all went to go see Signs, M. Night Shyamalan's movie. And we went, I want to say like at one of the super late showings or whatever have you. And it scared us to death where we would not go to sleep until like 6 o'clock in the morning. We were delirious.
But listen, I just watched that movie like last week, just so you know. And I think you and my little sister also put like a moratorium. Like I wasn't allowed to watch Signs because after it came out, I was obsessed with it. And I would like watch it like back to back. And every time I talk to you, you're like, are you watching Signs? Turn it off.
That's enough, girl. That's enough. And just so y'all know, there was a balance. We also would watch, you know, Disney movies, one of our favorites being Mulan. And we also enjoyed like, you know, the typical stuff as 13, 14-year-old girls did, Backstreet Boys and stuff like that. So there was a balance. We weren't like super creepy walking around with like ghost face masks or anything like that. But we did have a shared love for horrors, psychological thrillers, and just having that comfort of knowing that you didn't feel strange. Because there was someone that you could talk about, and Goosebumps was huge, as you can still see. It's a classic. They keep remaking it. People love it, and it's nostalgia. So that's why I was happy to hear not only you coming out with a book, but then you were putting your own spin on a urban legend, Bigfoot. So can you tell us a little bit about It Came from the Trees?
Yeah. So this book kind of came. I started thinking about it in like 2019, and then it kind of came out of like boredom during the pandemic. It was like, well, you can't go anywhere in 2020, you can't do anything, and I was working remotely, And it's amazing the amount of time you get back when you don't have to like travel back and forth to work. So like all that time I just like funneled into writing. So the book is I am terrified of the woods, the dark, and ticks and heights. Like those are like my top 4 fears. I won't even like walk under too many trees because I'm paranoid about like ticks dropping. So I was like, well, how can I like combine? I love, you know, stuff like missing 411, like people who go missing in the woods. Like I just think those cases are very scary and a little bit fascinating because like what is happening to like all these people who go missing in the woods. So I decided to like turn that into a children's book. And I think like, well, what's, you know, who's most likely to be out in the woods? Okay, scouts. So, and what's something creepy? Who, you know, we also grew up on like, you know, those spooky documentaries about like Bigfoot and like other cryptids. And Bigfoot was like always my number one cryptid. So I was like, well, how you put Bigfoot in the woods and, you know, he's potentially like hunting children. And you've got a pretty scary story. So it's just essentially about the main character, Jenna. She goes hiking with her scout troop and her best friend gets taken during that trip. She doesn't know by who or by what, but nobody believes her when she gets back. They think, oh, well, your friend just ran away. You know, she was having some problems at home. And she's very adamant about the fact that no, her friend was taken. She knows what she saw. So she ventures back out into the woods to try to find her best friend again. And it's just about, you know, her making new friendships along the way and how she conquers some of those fears because she is, you know, the woods are like in her blood. She's grown up with it. Her grandfather is one of the first Black park rangers. So she has to overcome this. It can't be something that she's afraid of because this is all she's ever known in her life. So, yeah, focus on that. And I just dropped in all the things I am terrified of. I've never been camping a day in my life. So don't plan to go. So it's like, well, what scares me? This is it.
And I love that you were so intentional with it from, you know, like you said, making her grandfather the first Black trooper and then having, you know, characters of color and talking from their perspective. Like even the one text message that you sent me when you were talking about protective styles and you're like, does that make sense? Like you were very intentional about this book, which speaks volumes because, you know, we aren't really represented in this genre. You know, it's only until recently where we're starting to see more young adult, young adult writers that are of color that are giving us, you know, mystical creatures and, you know, like you said, cryptics and things like that, where that was something that we wanted so badly growing up. And all we had was Goosebumps. But then now you are one of those people that's creating that lane. So I'm so proud of you. Girl,
you're really gonna make me cry.
I know, right?
I very much hear you on that. It was like, you know, the bulk of what we read from a horror perspective anyway was about white characters because that's all we ever had. And it's like I'm ashamed to say this like now, but I feel like it's the truth. You know, growing up, I didn't even know that you could have like Black and brown characters as like main characters because that was what had been conditioned into my head is like, oh, well, you know, as a Black or a brown person, you're a side character, you're a sidekick. So it's very intentional to try to make this, you know, be a story that focuses on Black and brown characters, but also, you know, I'm trying to explain things in a way like, you know, from Black and brown culture in a way that makes sense to everybody, because I also don't want to, you know, alienate people who, you know, white readers need the story too. So I don't want to like alienate anybody or I guess just make anybody feel like they can't identify, which is like the common thing when you have Black and brown characters, books, movies. You know, that's the common, oh, I couldn't identify, I couldn't connect. And it's like, well, why couldn't you? Like we're, as Black and brown people, we're forced to consume white culture regularly. So like I have never once said, oh, well, we can't connect with that character. So I just really want to like turn that idea on its head because like, yeah, there's something like human about being in the woods, being afraid, being hunted. Like those are human things. It's not just related to race.
Absolutely.
So I got a question for you, Allie, for the young, inspiring, or even, you know, older, inspiring people who actually may want to write a book. What what steps would you advise them to go on? And because I'm sure there was some roadblocks or maybe even some times where you had to step away from the project and, you know, put it down. But what was it that caused you to make sure you seen this all the way through to publication?
Yeah, I think for me, it was like a deadline. Like I'm somebody who very much needs a deadline. So there was this Twitter competition. I don't think it exists anymore. I think they got rid of it. But it was called Pit Mad. And so basically you just pitch the concept of your novel. Your novel has to already be written, but you pitch the concept of your novel in a couple of tweets. Like you have like 3 tweets over the course of a day, and agents can then come and they can like your tweet. And if they like your tweet, then that means that they want to see your manuscript. So for me, it was that deadline was very helpful. Without the deadline, it's like, oh, I'll get to the writing tomorrow. Oh, I'm too tired today. I'll get to the writing next week, or I've got this other thing, or I'd rather read. So having that as a deadline is like a guideline. Okay, I need to have my book done. You know, I think it was early March 2021. So it was like, okay, I need to have my book done early March 2021. Like that was the thing that like made me keep going after having like stopped so many times before. And you know, there was a period where like I did write a book before that and submitted it to agents and got a bunch of rejections. And then the final rejection was like, well, there's nothing special about her writing. And that was the kind of the thing that like made me stop writing for like 4 years. Like I just quit. And it wasn't a woe is me kind of thing. Like, oh, I'm so sad for myself. It was more just like, well, if there's nothing special about it, there's no reason for me to do it. Like I'm not adding anything to the literature world. So what's the point? I don't know what made me pick it back up again. And decide, I think too, that it was just boredom during the pandemic. It was like, well, now I really don't have an excuse not to write. But the advice that I would give to people, I mean, is like there are tons of like blogs, and there's a lot of information out there about how to go about publishing a book. You know, the traditional process is that you write your book, you send agents, you know, a synopsis of your book and what it's about in a query letter, like basically marketing your book, selling your book to them, because they get hundreds to thousands of pitches in like a month there's a lot of competition out there. So you query, you know, you find a list of agents who you think you might want to submit your novel to. Sometimes some people have dream agents. I didn't. My dream agent was the person who took me on as a client. Shout out to Paige Turlip at Andrea Brown Lit Agency. So when you find your agent, you submit to them, and then you're going to get a lot of rejections. It happens. You know, when I did Pit Mad, I think I had 9 agents interested, and most of them I got rejections from them, and it was along the lines of, oh, I couldn't connect to this character, or, oh, I think this is fine, but it's not, you know, my kind of book. And that's fine. You know, like an agent really has to love whatever it is that they're any client that they're signing on, because that's going to be, you know, you're in it for the long haul. Like they're selling your book, they're looking at your contract. So they really have to love it. So I understand that. But, you know, once you submit to them and you hear back from the agents, they're going to ask for the manuscript. They send the manuscript over to them, and you'll either get rejected or they'll offer you representation, one or the other. And then from there, it's more rejection, because you go to the agent takes the book to publishers, and then publishers the same thing. Like an editor might really like it, but if they don't 1,000% love it, they're probably not going to sign it, just because a lot of people in publishing are overworked as it is. And so they really got to, like, you know, a lot of editors, they go home and they read on like nights and weekends. They're not reading while they're at work. So that's a big investment. So you really want to make sure that you love the project. The one thing I would caution people against is unless you're doing self-publishing, if you getting paid to publish, like when you do traditional publishing, no one should be asking you for money, not the agent, not the publisher. All of that is like, that's the whole point of like getting the agent, is that the publisher takes on all those costs. So I would just tell people to be wary of anybody who asks you for money, get a second opinion, and just try to look for reputable agents. There are some websites out there that'll tell you like, oh, this agency is not so trustworthy, or this one is. So those would be my tips to people. But the biggest one is like, you got to sit down and write however you can find the time, or wherever you can find the time to do it.
Cool. I think you got a question. I can't see. I can't see the screen.
I
Don't
got
be
you.
clowning me.
Do you ever get writer's block? And if you do, what do you do to find more inspiration?
I don't get writer's block, mostly because like that whole board behind me, you see how messy it is? That's literally just like book ideas. So if I'm like ready to write something, I just like go over to that board and like pull it down, and I get these like very random ideas. Like I'll be like boiling pasta for dinner or something, like, oh, it'd be a cool story. And then I gotta like scribble it down on like a Post-it note. So I haven't like experienced writer's block too much. Like sometimes I guess it'll hit in some fashion, like when I actually start writing, I'll like, oh, okay, how do I progress like this scene or this chapter from point A to point B? And if that's the case, I usually have a couple of, I call them beta readers, but they're like a core group of people who read like my books and stuff like before I send them on to my agent or to my editor, so that they can like help me work through whatever the hurdle is.
And then, so we know that, Bigfoot is your favorite, but when you actually sat down and was, formatting your story, did you do any other additional research, or were you actually like looking at certain, films of people who have allegedly caught him, or stories or whatever have you? Like, what all did you do to really kind of piece everything together?
So I did a ton of research on like what it's like to go camping, because I will never in my life go camping ever. Like my friends have tried to get me to go, and I'm like, no, thank you. Have fun. See you when you get back. So I had to do a ton of research, like, would a scout, do this particular thing, or how would they determine like what to do if they're lost, or, what if they run out of water, or just all these like practical things that like I don't think about in the comfort of my own home. But, it's really different when you're out in the woods, and like even something as simple as, oh, well, you have to go to the bathroom. Like, what do you do when you're out in the woods and you need to go to the bathroom? So stuff like that I did research on. And then just on the regular, like I listen to a ton of Bigfoot podcasts. Watch a ton of like those small town monsters documentaries. Like every time there's a new one, my husband rolls his eyes because he's like, we're gonna pay $6 on Prime or whatever for this movie that you've already seen a million times before. But it's not true. There's still more to be learned about. But yeah, mostly research on like the camping aspect of it, because I have no experience there. And one of my friends, one of my beta readers, she's super outdoorsy. Like she does like water skiing, like rock climbing, just like everything you can do outdoors, she's done it. So she kind of like vetted the book for me and was like, oh yeah, they do this, or they probably wouldn't do this, or here's how, they would handle the tent situation. So it was just a lot of help from beta readers and online research.
That is awesome.
And so, not giving your story away because we want people to purchase it and support, but is there any traditional authors that you kind of followed? Because like, for example, like R.L. Stein.
Yes.
R.L. Stein, his thing is like the twists, like that, when like in the movie, what was that? Who played him?
Oh, Jack Black.
Jack Black. Yeah, they emphasized the twist. So was there any authors that kind of influenced that flag?
I guess from an author standpoint, Paul Tremblay is like a big source of inspiration for me, because he does a lot of, some people call them found footage. Some people call it like epistolary mode writing, where like you've got like different media to tell the story. So the thing that I really love in books is when there's like, it's not just like a straightforward narrative, but like, oh, here's a newspaper clipping, or here's the missing persons report. That's kind of the format that I follow, because that's what I would have liked to read, when I was that age. And as somebody who loves the Blair Witch, that was like a huge source of inspiration for me. So, kind of having like that shaky camera feel. It's like, oh, you've got all this information at your fingertips that the main character is looking at, but you're not getting it through her voice. You're actually like seeing it through her eyes. So Paul Tremblay does some of that in his books. Like his books, he's got like blog posts and just other kinds of ways of telling the story.
Okay.
Now, the author that wrote The Children of Blood and Bone, I believe it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, she is celebrating the fact that, you know, her book is going to be turned into a movie. If approached, how would you feel about that? Would you agree?
I think it would depend on who it was and what platform. Certain platforms, they get rid of stuff too quickly. And that would make me really sad. Like if somebody invested a bunch of time, energy, and money into like producing it or turning into a movie or a show or whatever, and then you couldn't access it anywhere. And I've seen that happen to a lot of authors, and it's really sad and really scary. So I think it would depend on who it was. Okay, do you want my Easter egg, my horror Easter egg thing that I think and hope is true? Okay, so Nope, Jordan Peele's Nope, one of my favorite movies. I love that movie. There's a scene in the movie where you are listening to the radio and you hear about missing hikers or like missing campers in the woods. So my hope is that Jordan Peele is like looking to make a missing hiker, missing campers movie. And like somebody like Jordan, yeah, obviously. But I think it just depends on who it is. So
we won't speak that into existence. It's gonna happen. It is going to happen.
You heard it here first. I got that Easter egg.
Hello and good evening. Hey now, hey. But so for those of you who are watching, Allie's book is going to come out July of this year. You can pre-order it right now. And Allie, let everyone know where they can go to actually pre-order it. Because this is super, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. They can go to penguinrandomhouse.com, or they can go to any place where you order books. So if you tend to order from Barnes and Noble, or if you like, I forget what the other bookshop.org, that supports all like indie bookstores in your neighborhood. So if you like to shop local, you can look it up on there. Amazon, it's on Target. That's the thing that made me tear up. I have a thing on Target's website. So any place where you typically buy books, you can get it from there.
That is so exciting. So when it comes out, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pre-order my copy. I also want a signed copy, ma'am.
Yeah, please.
I'll send you in advance. I'll send you a signed advance.
Girl, we want to set it right here. Like, my friend did this.
We're going to put it right here.
I'm so proud of you. Oh, girl, I was trying everything not to cry because I'm so proud of you. This is so exciting.
So before we go, I have a question though. Before you go, like outside of the horror, what do you read, or what are some top books that you might suggest readers to indulge in?
Oh, I really like murder mysteries.
Now, Allie. Allie.
Is that too close?
I said, besides horror, she was like, okay, no
murder
murder mysteries. Okay. No, I'm just joking. Go ahead. No, go. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's a different genre. It's a different genre. Murder mysteries, I really like Maureen Johnson's Truly Devious series. That's one of my favorites. I have been doing a lot of nonfiction this year, and Insha Fitzpatrick has a series, and we would have loved this growing up. It's called I'm gonna mess up the title because it's really, I heard you guys talking about long titles, and I feel like I'm gonna mess this one up, but it's like the supernatural field guide to something, but then each one has like a different one. So it's like chilling with ghosts, hanging with vampires. And she's a Black author. I love it. She's writing about like all the spooky stuff that like we loved growing up, vampires, ghosts, all that stuff. Her vampires one is so fun because there's like a garlic bread recipe in the book. It's got the best illustrations. So shout out to Insha if you are looking for like, those like unsolved mysteries kind of shows. Her book. Yeah, I've just been doing like a lot of nonfiction lately and murder mystery. That's probably what I recommend. I don't do a ton of fantasy, but I did read Tommy's book, and so I'm excited for it to become a movie.
Yes. Are you watching anything?
We mostly stick with sitcoms. So like I'm watching like Abbott Elementary every week when it comes on. I don't think I've watched anything. movie wise, I did just watch, you were talking about, historically, like this not being a place for Black and brown people. Last night we watched, I'm going to mess up the title, Lovely, Dark, and Deep, which is basically similar to what my book is about, missing kids, missing people in the woods. But it's a Black park ranger who goes out to find them. It's the girl from Barbarian. She's the main character. Yes. So yeah, it was an interesting movie. I won't say anything else. I'll let you guys watch it.
I have to watch that. Yes. But so once again, I want you guys to really, really support. I mean, we can't stress that enough on this platform. This is what we're doing it for, to shine light on our people, because it is TDS Radio, our voice, our culture. So I want you guys to take the time, go ahead, pre-order. It Comes from the Trees. Did I say that right? Yes. Right?
Yes.
Okay. By Ali Russell. And we have the cover, so we'll show the cover for you guys just so you know, and drop the links in so you can pre-order it as well. But please, please, please go out and support, and then do yourself a favor, gift this to someone. If you have a young adult in your family, or even if you are a fan of young adult fiction, I know a lot of y'all can't let Harry Potter and Twilight go, so go ahead and add this to the collection. Right. Because I'm tired of 40-year-old women talking about, Twilight, girl, move on. So go ahead and add this to the collection, and I promise you won't be disappointed. Ali is brilliant as a person, as a writer, and I know you will enjoy this. And like I said, it is going to be displayed right here on TDS Radio. So every time you watch, you will be reminded to purchase it and support. And
she's from Pittsburgh and dope like us.
Boom.
What are you talking about?
Boo, 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 boo.
She's being professional again. I'm gonna just say it straight up the pipe. She's from Pittsburgh and she's dope.
I had to get rid of my hard Pittsburgh accent, because when I moved to Boston for 10 years, people were like, "Where are you from? What are you?"
Yeah, you definitely did. I was gonna say that you did a great job. Every now and again, mine comes back, especially when I get mad. But it's not as bad as when I hear people back home. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I will say the one thing
It was the Pittsburgh gods. He was upset.
Yeah, Pittsburgh gods. Say that again.
I moved back to Central Pennsylvania. I moved to. Did I lose you? I was saying I moved to Central Pennsylvania recently because my husband got a job here, and I have taken back my vocab. I started saying y'all again. I say ain't all the time. Things that like I had stopped saying when I started working in a professional setting, and it's very freeing being able to say and y'all.
Period.
Yeah, just don't go to yins. Yeah, remember that yins.
No, we're not doing
never
that.
say yins. No.
We are not doing that. No. But Ali, I said it once and I'll say it again. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for taking the time to hop on and chat with us and talk about, your book. I'm super excited for you. I can't wait to read it. And we are going to make that one of our book club reads, because that's something that's coming up as well. Because I want you guys to go and support. There's no reason why you cannot go and support this book. So let's do it. Let's make some things rock and let's make some things shake. I'm so excited. So excited.
Thank you. This has been so nice, and it's like old times just chatting in the living room. So
was it that bad?
What?
Was it that bad?
Oh, did you freak it?
Oh, girl, no, I think that might be.
No, girl,
that bad, Ali? That bad, was it?
She was like, I have something. Goodness, well, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And we will be talking soon. And as we get closer, and whenever you want to jump back on and come and talk to us.
Yeah. You got another book you want us to come on and talk? If you got something you want us to read.
So I'll come back in 2025 and 2026 and talk about that.
Boom.
Cool. Sounds good.
You heard her.
Sounds good. Thanks, Ali.
Bye.
Bye.
So like I said, make sure you guys go and support. Ali Russell is the name. The book is It Came from the Trees. You can pre-order now. The book is set to release in July of 2024. But I'm super excited. Couldn't be prouder. And we did not forget, we are going to go ahead and do our messy letter as well, because of course we can't get out of here without doing our messy letter.
Ooh, that's a big one. I can't see that.
Oh, I like y'all show podcast. Your cousin Jay asked me several times to come check out TDS, and y'all didn't disappoint. Thank you for the Black culture and laughs. I will definitely share and be back again. Oh, well, thank you.
Appreciate you, sugar lump.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you, Boo Boo Biscuits. We appreciate all of that.
Thank you, darling.
We need more, and you're new, so thank you for being new and staying with us.
Hello.
I know I be fucking up the show, so I thank you.
You could have left, but you didn't. You hung in
You
there,
stayed
baby.
with us.
Love
We
you.
got we have so much more to come. Like,
yes,
I promise y'all have no idea the planning and meetings that we have about this stuff. Like, it's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
We have a lot more. Yeah, the sign. We got lights coming when I get paid because we're broke. But eventually there'll be some lights and everything, LED lights and all that good stuff. But we get in there, y'all. Because here's the other thing that you guys can do for us. This is the biggest thing that you guys can do.
Yes.
Like and share.
Yep.
That's all I ask. If you guys can just share it with one other person and let this community grow, because what we really want to do, if you are an artist of any sort, painting or musical or any of that stuff, give it to us and we will show it. We have shelves here, as you guys can see from the other view with Kim. Like,
plenty of space.
We'll put this one up. So with the other view from Kim, like, boom, like we got space that we can put up. If you got something that you want to advertise, any of that good stuff like that, man, let us know. We are here to support. We are here to do what other radio stations can't do, because Kim, our insider, has let us know that they can't do it. So we're doing everything as a media stream outlet that others cannot do.
Yes.
Tell them why they can't do it.
Corporate.
Mm-hmm.
So much red tape, and that's why a lot of people are starting their own podcasts and shows, because they can't say and be as free as they would like to. So, but look, been doing this shit for a long time, y'all. A long time.
Made me an animal. There's rules to this. I wrote me a manual, a step-by-step booklet for you to get your game on tack, not your wig pushed back. Little 10 crack commandments for those that didn't know.
We went from professional to right down the damn.
Well, we were good with Allie. Now you want me to continue to be professional? I can't stay that long.
No, it's okay.
I really was trying to do a good job and be a journalist.
You did so well.
Thank you.
I'm so proud.
Thank you. Big boy things.
Hey, it's happening.
I didn't want her to think that it was like not serious, because her book is serious.
It's very serious.
For you guys, like, literally, we're not even joking. She's a Black actor. What am I need to do? Oh, what do I do? What didn't I do?
Go ahead.
Oh, she's a Black act. She's a Black author, and this realm in this arena. I joke about horror and things like that, but I am a big horror fan too. Like, I super duper love. That's the actual book that's coming out. So, hey man, support. And if it comes through us, however you can do it, support her. You know what I mean? If you don't like the book, that's fine. Or if you don't read books, that's fine. Share the post, share the video any way that you can. Like, that's the biggest thing. It's just like, share. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't share enough. No. And people work really hard. And we want to be the ones, all jokes aside, we want to be the ones that if you do have something that you would like to get out, this is the platform to do it. Because you can't just randomly go anywhere else to do it.
No, you can't. You can't.
So we're here for that. And even if you know somebody who's an artist that got music, send it to us. We'll play it. We're not against it. Now, if it's trash, we probably won't play it. We probably won't play it, but we'll give constructive criticism, and hopefully they'll come back with something that's not trash. Because we are licensed to play real music, and that's what we want to keep. And
we're very selective about what we put on the station. So also, for those of you who are just joining us,
are we?
We are. I am. I don't know. You just been throwing stuff on there.
I uploaded some crazy old school shit. I'm like, Jimmy, what? Jimmy? Hey, Jimmy Mac. Where are you?
Take that off.
I did.
Okay.
Jimmy Mac. I said,
You're not
no,
doing
we ain't in
that.
that level of Motown, is we? That's Chuck. That's Chuck.
I like to be very selective of what music we put on our radio station, because if you guys actually scan the QR code or go to tdsradio.com, you can listen to our radio station. The two of us have constructed that radio station by ourselves with our own two hands. So every song that you hear, we actually put that on there. Now, if it sounds crazy, that was probably more so him than it was me.
I've been going nuts. So
Because I like to be very selective of
my
our
playlist
sound.
is crazy.
So when you
but-
come there, you're going to hear a little bit of everything, but mainly know that our station is a groove. We want to put you back in those feels of just having a good time and not put you in a space of anxiety and just, what the hell is this? But nah.
Past, present, and future is our tagline. So with the music, we got some old school stuff that make you feel good. Presents that is like, yeah, that's my jam. And then some future things, it's like, oh, I ain't never heard that before. So, you know, and then if you hear some lo-fi stuff, any of the lo-fi music that you hear are from artists that we've actually got that music from. So that's actually people that are tangible folks that if you say, yo, I heard this one jam, it's tight, we can actually get that music to you. So please make sure, you know, you support that.
Yes.
And go ahead.
As a part of what we do on Thursday, we actually will have an artist, Dre Scott. He was on American Idol, but he is, you know, reinventing himself and his image. He just dropped some really, really dope R&B music. He'll be on the show 7 o'clock in the 7 o'clock hour on Thursday. We're going to talk to him because we want to start doing artists that need to be on your playlist to introduce you to some of these dope people. Because I always hear, oh man, music ain't like what it used to be, when there's a lot of good artists who are out here putting quality work. They just don't have the backing. So we're going to introduce you guys, if you haven't heard from him yet, to Dre Scott, super dope artist. And I want you guys to come back and check that out.
And I ain't going to tell you the artist, but we're going to have the live surprise concert series. Not, well, I don't want to call it like Tiny Desk because it's not like Tiny Desk because it's us. But, you know, we're going to have a live artist perform her music, couple of her jams, and then what do you call it when they do the
covers?
Yeah, there you go. And a couple of covers. See, I'm a coach. I don't know nothing all that. I just know, oh, that's Luther's jam. That's a cover. Oh, is that what you call it?
Let's get to the message.
But nah, seriously, so we're working that out too. So that'll happen this month. I want it to be a surprise so that you're like, oh, these cats is wilding out.
We trying. It's just two niggas and a microphone. Yeah.
See, the name was gonna be TBS, Two Broke Siblings, but we figured that wouldn't be as appealing.
And we don't want to speak that into existence.
Yeah, so we changed it to Two Dope Siblings. So as we crawl, understand we pay for everything. We don't have sponsorships. And so, well, we have some sponsorships. That's a lie. We do. Because she getting money. See them glasses she got on? That company pays her. And if I did work my sponsorship, I would get money too, but I don't work my sponsorships. I got more sponsorships than she do.
You do.
I got 4.
But while we're on the topic, if you are in need of eyewear, fashionable and affordable eyewear, you want to go to zeelool.com. That's ZEELOOL and use the code SoFabKim to get 10% off of your order of 50. I'm telling y'all, these frames, I have so many of them, and it's so nice to change them out and have them go with your look, your personality, or whatever. Once again, that website is ZEELOOL. That's zeelool.com. SoFab promo code to get 10% off of your order. Thank you.
My people don't give me promo codes, so I don't even know what to say. And I got, if you want some dope ass hats, I got lids. You just got to talk to me and I can get it. I'm on the hood shit. Like, so y'all, if you go to lids and you see a hat, take a picture and send it to me and I can get you right. Because that's the way they treat me. They don't give me they don't give me a code. I've asked for a code multiple times. I actually have a partnership with Lids and NFL Pro Shop. Scotch Porter beard
Southwest
stuff, even though it don't look like it right now, and Southwest. And they won't give me a code for any of that. They're like, yeah, send them
definitely not Southwest. No.
Send them to the website. Like, I really, we got to put all that together so we can start, people know that we're serious, because y'all, not y'all that watch, we appreciate y'all, but you should see the shade that comes from them trees that's outside of our crew. That shade is deep. So what are you again? What are we again? What's your mom? What is she again? So
since you're being messy, can we get to the messy letter?
Sure. Sponsored by you. If you would like to, if you would like to sponsor the messy letter, since we do it every day, your business can be attached to the messy letter, and it would be an advertisement, and we will do that. So it would sound like this. This is the messy letter brought to you today by Kennedy's Mobile Detailing. If you want to get the eye in detailing, check out Gerald Kennedy from Kennedy's Mobile Detailing. See how that works? And that's actually a real business. I just gave him a free commercial.
We have a graphic. We can also incorporate you guys in the graphic as well.
Yeah, we do all this shit ourselves. Hold up. Dopeness.
Keep going.
Oh, yeah, there it is. We do this ourselves.
Boop.
Messy letter.
And your advertisement can go there.
You can go there. Or you see this corner right here? So we can put right there, we can put your logo. All right.
You guys ready?
Let's do it.
Time for the messy letter.
I don't have my notes.
Oh.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It goes like this.
Here we go.
My significant other and I have been together for nearly 2 years, and most of our relationship has been spent long distance. There was a 6-month time span in which we lived close, but she ended up moving closer to her family for several reasons, not pertaining to the relationship. The thing is, during the beginning, and I knew what I was getting into, she had her flaws. She talked to a lot of other guys and did a lot of things that I really didn't like. But I fell in love with her, and our relationship grew from there. She was difficult to deal with at first, but she's done things that I really didn't like or appreciate. But I kept everything in because I didn't want to blame her for anything, as a truly serious relationship was something new to her. I admit I was a lot sweeter, did things like writing cute poems for her, sending flowers, etc. But after time and time again of her doing or saying things that I felt were disrespectful or hurtful, I guess you could say I felt like my efforts weren't appreciated, and it kept me from doing those things. Well, she's changed a lot of her ways, but now I feel so damaged from what happened in the beginning that a lot of what happened then is coming out now. She gets upset with me for doing some of these things that she's done to me, and most times I don't even realize I'm doing it until afterwards. My question is, does anyone have any advice as to what I should do about this situation? She told me that she's tired of being blamed for things because, like I said, it's all pouring out now. I love her with all my heart, and I'm not trying to make excuses, but I need someone outside, unbiased advice. I've talked to people I know, and they all sway either one way or another, so it's not helpful. I feel guilty for having done this, as far as blaming her now for things that have happened in the past, but I don't know what else to say or do. Help, please.
I was intently listening. What? Did y'all get that? I promise you it sounds like a whole bunch of nothing. I was intently listening. Like, I even closed my eyes for a minute. Like, I'm trying to hear what the brother's problem is.
It sounds like he was doing all these things for her to woo her and make her feel special. Okay. But she wasn't appreciative of it.
Right.
And was disrespectful to him in the relationship. I'm guessing there may have been some cheating there because he said that she talked to a lot of guys and did a lot of other things that I really didn't like. So now the tables have turned where I feel like, where it seems like he is pulling back and possibly even mimicking some of
tit for tat.
Yes,
I
yes.
picked that up.
So now he's saying, is that essentially the right thing to do? Because he said that she's saying she's tired of being blamed for things, and he loves her with all her heart. And he said, I'm not trying to make excuses, but I need some outside, unbiased advice.
Okay. What do you say first? Because I don't want to get in trouble. Could you read the first part again?
Read it again?
Before I go, could you read the first part again before I go in on this brother? Because his ending has upset me.
Okay.
I need to make sure I'm hearing the beginning part right before I go in on him on the ending.
Okay.
I'll tell you where this, like the old school church, and read. I'll tell you when to stop. Read. Y'all remember that in church where the pastor would be like, and read. Stop right there. Lord said, what'd he say? Read it again. Man, you ain't paying attention.
Right. It says, my significant other and I have been together for nearly 2 years.
Significant other. Are you married? That's what I was trying to figure out. That doesn't necessarily mean you're married.
No, it doesn't. I don't think
Okay,
he's married.
let's roll.
And most of our relationship has been spent long distance.
Not married. Okay.
There was a 6-month time span in which we lived close, but she ended up moving closer to her family for several reasons, not pertaining to the relationship.
Okay.
The thing is, during the beginning, and I knew what I was getting into, she had her flaws. She talked to a lot of other guys and did a lot of things that I really didn't like, but I fell in love with her and our relationship grew from there. She was difficult to deal with at first, and she's done things that I really didn't like or appreciate, but I kept everything in because I didn't want to blame her for anything, as a truly serious relationship was something new to her. You want me to keep going?
No.
Okay.
This is enough.
Okay.
6 months she's gone. Talked to a lot of people. You didn't like it. Other behaviors. You didn't like it. There was a lot of things that you didn't like, but you stuck in there because she's not used to a long-term relationship. Sir, you're ugly and you have low self-esteem. You know how when they said big back behavior towards that's big back behavior. You might not feel too highly about yourself.
No beard behavior.
Yeah, this is no beard, no mustache connect behavior. This is Homer Simpson clean face behavior. Sir. And so because there's a lot of space and time in there, and you are so fixated on this woman who you don't like so much that you're not talking about anything that you've done, or you said she was difficult to deal with. Why I continue to deal with her? See, these are the guys that turn around and make podcasts with beards and shades. I forgot my shades. I was going to do it. These are the guys that make podcasts about how women are terrible. But you set yourself up for this because she went back home for reasons. You said for reasons that had nothing to do with the relationship, because y'all wasn't in one. If she's continuing to talk to other guys or have a whole bunch of guys that she talks to, if she's doing things that you don't like and she's not necessarily paying attention to those things and being attentive to at least work on those things, guess what? You're in a relationship with yourself.
Yeah.
In your head.
Yes.
Because you have low self-esteem.
Yes.
You're allowing this to happen to yourself because she's good.
I was going to say, it sounds like you're in a relationship with somebody that, first of all, you're not in a relationship, like you said. You're attracted to someone that doesn't like you because you're saying that she was disrespectful. She's mean to you. She talked to a lot of other guys. She did things that you really didn't like. But then you say, but I fell in love with her. You're a glutton for punishment, sir. At what point do you say, you know what? I deserve better.
Well, that's why I said he might not be attractive, because he might think that this is all I can get. And so I got to ride this out.
There's somebody for everyone. This ain't your person.
Well, that's not true. That she just lied to y'all. That's not true. No, it's not true.
All right, I tried to.
There are people who are meant to be by themselves. And it clearly right now at this time, brother, you're one of them. Yeah, you're one of them. It's not true.
That's not true.
Yeah, that's not true. He's forcing something in his own mind. She don't even live around you.
No. And she was talking to other men.
And she's talking to other men and she talks to you crazy. And it's clearly in a financial thing because she rolled. So it ain't even about your bread.
And what's sad is that you said, I admit I was a lot sweeter. Did things like writing cute poems to her, sending flowers and etc. But time after time of her doing or saying things that I felt were disrespectful or hurtful. So why would you do these things when she's probably telling you,
He sounds like Steve Urkel with Laura.
Oh.
Because how many sweet things did Urkel do? And then she liked Stefan, who showed up and then rolled out.
That was just the same nigga with no glasses.
Nigga with no glasses. Still corny. Still wild haircut. And she was like, oh, Stefan. Then end of the episode, Stefan goes away. Steve comes back. She's like, he's Steve.
But he had swag.
Nah, he didn't. That's Steve. He's Steve Urkel. You writing poems and all that stuff, and then now you're mad and you're like, oh, I'm gonna get her and I'm gonna do some of the same things. Now she's mad. This is why I say that's a low self-esteem brother. So now there are some brothers that'll get on here that have beards and glasses and talk about how women are responsible for this man feeling this way. And I'm gonna say he's responsible for his goddamn self. You are going down this tube in your own mind. You don't even have somebody else to occupy your time. You out here writing poems and getting flowers for somebody who has absolutely no interest in you.
And for 2 years, how much of that? First of all, I don't believe you have a relationship, but you're saying for nearly 2 years. Yeah, she was gone for 6 months. So, dude, you literally were in a relationship with yourself, and that is so sad. Like,
I'm sorry, we have comments.
Yes,
I apologize. Okay.
I don't understand, but maybe they need to try therapy.
Yeah,
definitely. Girl Move On is definitely a female writing the letter, but she can't forgive her partner. So now it's a tit for tat stuff. Just leave.
Oh, maybe. Because I was going to say, he sounds zesty. When y'all talk zesty and sassy, that's that.
I mean, I have met guys that are like this. I have. Ain't no guy writing a letter like this.
Does he say me?
He doesn't refer to himself as a guy.
Okay.
But I mean, it could be, who knows, but I have met men like this where they don't get it. And for whatever reason, they love the mistreatment, but they're falling in love with the potential, and they just keep going and giving and giving and giving. It's like, do you not realize that this person doesn't like you?
Right. Right.
It sounds like she's using you, baby.
Bean, what's up, Bean?
Bean will be with us next week.
Hey, what's up, Bean? How's the job? Put in how the job is going in the chat.
No, there's not someone for everyone.
Yeah, no, there's not someone. She lied. There's not.
Try to make him feel better.
There's not. There's no. Because Jay brought up a good point. It may be a woman writing about, but at the end of the day, nothing's being reciprocated. There's no reciprocity in this whatsoever. So I don't understand why you would continue that for yourself.
Right.
And so for that reason, you should probably seek therapy. And then the question, what was the last question?
See,
that's why I write it down, because I always be like, now what are we trying to answer? Because this was crazy. The road to get to the question was crazy.
It was, because this person, he or she says, my question is, does anyone have any advice as to what I should do about the situation? She told me that she's tired of being blamed for things because, like I said, it's all pouring out now. I love her with all my heart, and I'm not trying to make excuses, but I need some outside, unbiased advice. I talked to people I know, and they are all swayed either one way or another. Sounds like, you don't like, they probably told you the truth and you didn't like it. You wanted to hear what you wanted to hear. So it's not helpful. I feel guilty for having done this, as far as blaming her now for things that have happened in the past, but I don't know what else to say or do. Help, please.
She's mad because you won't leave her alone.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. Like, that's one of them situations. Like, leave me alone. Because if they're not living in the same house and there's no true relationship there, Tell me why you're even reaching out and contacting. Now you're just doing things to antagonize the situation when in actuality, you probably should just walk away.
Right.
So leave them alone and try to find somebody for you. But if this is how you acting, good luck.
Right.
Because that's not going to work.
Jay, that's not y'all gonna leave Russell alone.
Where we at?
So it's a Russell.
It's definitely a Russell.
Leave Russell alone, y'all.
Congratulations, Lean.
Yeah.
And it's definitely, that's something Russell would do to Sierra when she goes back to Future.
Y'all better leave Russell alone.
That is a Russell. That is Russ. That is Russell. That's who our quarterback wrote that for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Shut up.
And that's Sierra.
Yeah,
tired of his ass because the football season is roughly about 4-5 months. She's tired of that shit. We can't have dead air.
Leave Russell alone. But this person,
Lena, wasn't that the worst shit in the world?
Leave this man alone.
Wasn't it the worst? It was the worst because this is a Russell Simmons guy or Russell Wilson guy. See how he's forgettable. See, this is a Russell Wilson guy.
Russell,
and that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, you're a cornball. Nothing is going to get her right because she left you. She willingly left and made up a reason why she had to go back.
Yeah, that was strange.
For 6 months. It was probably another dude.
Yeah.
And now you're sitting here holding on to something that there's nothing to hold on to. And the only thing that I could say is sad is that you don't have any other viable options, or you don't have the confidence enough in yourself to realize that you don't deserve that. The one thing I will say, whether ugly or not, no one deserves to be mistreated.
No one. No.
And somebody may say, well, who are you to say ugly? Because you know what? We don't all find everybody attractive.
No.
And ugly is not always physical. Somebody can have an ugly spirit with them. Like you could be beautiful and be just the ugliest person inside.
And vice versa.
And vice versa. So at the end of the day, what I'm saying is like, just chill, get you right. You know, don't do this again. Because that's not right. Get you some confidence.
Just a little.
Just a little bit of confidence to yourself.
And never force yourself onto someone. Like, Jesus Christ. Like I said, have some self-respect. You know, get yourself a little decorum. Get yourself together. Get it together. Go to therapy. And I promise you, there's no greater love than the love that you can give yourself. This ain't it. I mean, he or she is tripping over someone who probably doesn't even live in the same state. Move on, live your life. Exactly.
Because we don't know how many days we have.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? Why waste time? You're wasting time. Time is valuable. So you don't know how long you got, and you wasting your time with somebody who's no longer even technically in your circle. So you're like, oh, I'm going to make you mad by doing these things. And they're like, oh, you're just aggravating me. The one thing that Kia said on her, our sex educator said on her show on Friday, read the room.
Yes.
This room is completely uninterested in you.
Completely.
And it's okay. You need to go get the book. It came from the trees and read it and give us feedback. And then find out what other books that our author Allie can suggest. Because you won't have anyone with this behavior. So join our book club that's coming out next month. We'll keep you fed with books because this behavior
ain't it.
Is not it.
It's not
man, woman, whatever you identify as, that is not it.
I was going to say, even as a woman, don't put yourself in that situation. Don't do that. Don't do that, love bug.
It's not going to happen. I don't care what, as a person, I don't care what you identify as a person, as a human being, that behavior is not going to cut it. Once everybody is giving you the signs of this ain't it, believe that this ain't it, and just go ahead on and find you somebody and be okay with being by yourself. Because a lot of times when people get in situations like this, it's because they're just not okay with being alone. And so with that being said, there's a multitude of dogs, fish, birds,
cats,
that you can go out and get to keep you company. If that's not your thing, you can pay for love. There's you can make it transactional, and that escort will tell you whatever you need to be told to make you feel better about yourself.
I was going to say, maybe you might want to look into being a good sub.
What's a sub?
You know, like dom and submissive. You know, where it looks like you want this treatment. So maybe, like you said, pay for it.
Out of it. There's a whole
or
world.
Get paid to do it.
There's a whole world out here that you can figure out a lane. Get in that lane. I promise you, there may not be somebody for you, but there's something for you. Not somebody, but something. Because there is not someone for everyone. I am a firm believer of that. Firm believer. Because everybody doesn't deserve someone.
Well, that's true. That is true.
You know what I'm saying? Because there are a lot of selfish people out here who won't take time to make sure they're situated. So then why should you be blessed with having a partner of any sort? Once again, this is not a gender thing. I don't care what the partner is. And even a dog. For example. You know who I feel bad for when I see people who are homeless? When they be having animals. I be thinking, now I know if I was an animal, now how the hell did I luck up to get here? Out of all the humans in the world, I'm struggling with you. Take me to the shelter so I can get right. I feel so bad for the dogs because if the human is barely eating, then Scrappy is. I be thinking like, now what type of torture is that you pulling this dog around with you? Take the dog to the damn shelter. I have the homeless population where I'm at. I don't know where you guys are at, but tell me where you are at. The reason why is because I am so upset at our homeless population here in Raleigh, and it's just growing, and nobody's addressing it. I've tried to see if any of the politicians would even say anything about it, like because we're in that season. Nobody's even discussing it. But more and more facilities are being shut down to where they can go.
Right. Yeah.
So what are these people supposed to do, and where are you putting them? And I don't know. This is the first time I've ever openly, really, truly spoke about this. So maybe this is a beginning of a platform for it. But I promise y'all, in Raleigh, North Carolina, downtown Raleigh, North Carolina, there is a plethora of homeless people. And because they go to the library, because when I was in the library, I noticed there was a lot of homeless people in the library, which is smart. I would go there too. But then once the library closes, they're just out in the street. And then we're starting to develop those things kind of like California, where they're making certain areas specifically uncomfortable for the homeless so that they can't lay down or they can't sleep. So then now you see them taking refuge on like the church stairs and things like that. But then the facilities are closing down and they're building apartments where the facilities once were.
And these apartments that people can't afford.
Correct.
So who is living in these apartments?
What are we doing? And where are these people supposed to go? I don't know. It bothers me. And then, because for a lot of us, COVID has kind of passed, but in their world, COVID is very real because they don't have the opportunity to get the medications to get better. So like, for example, the men's shelter here in Raleigh, their numbers are decreasing of who they can accept because of COVID. So they can only take in, I think, maybe close to half or maybe 3/4 of what they could have before because of it. The women's shelter is the same. And then there's like a family shelter kind of thing too. But it's just, it's so rampant. You know what I mean? So like, dude that wrote the letter, there's people who need your love in the streets. Go give it there. I'm sure they'll be very appreciative.
I admire how you brought it back.
You can't tell me that if you take one of them in and write them a letter and give them some flowers that they ain't going to be appreciative. They'll do whatever you ask. And then now you got a companion. Then maybe there is somebody for everybody. Because what you were doing
ain't it?
Is not for anybody.
Well, not for her. you know,
that person.
yeah.
Hold on. What does that say? Is that
No, keep going. Keep going. There we go.
That's a new one?
Yes.
Okay.
This is exactly why I want to buy abandoned buildings to help the homeless.
Yeah, man.
Like, why do we have so much abandoned stuff, but yet there is nowhere for the homeless? Just like on Capitol Boulevard, there used to be this old hotel that sat there vacant for years.
Next to the car lot.
Yes. And I kept thinking, I was like, this would be an awesome place for them to open up a shelter for the homeless. What did they do? They are now apartments, and those apartments are ridiculously priced.
People can't afford them. You know it's bad when they knock down a church. So right on New Bern Avenue, there was a church there, and that church housed homeless women at night, and they at least give them a place to sleep. But they knocked the dang church down and built apartments. So then now those women, once again, where are these people going? You know what I'm saying? And my heart goes out. You know what I'm saying? And I know I could probably do more than just buying socks and stuff like that. I just don't know, because my heart is like, y'all need a place to go. And I don't have a place for you to go, but it's so
I can barely afford my place to
go.
But
then if you're this person in the letter, you have a place to house at least 2 people, maybe. So
we gotta go.
So why don't you
maybe?
Yeah, maybe. So why don't you go downtown and wherever your town is and get you a couple homeless people, and there go your partners.
This is why he said he didn't want any advice.
Because that person doesn't want you.
No, baby, she doesn't.
And that's
she doesn't.
That's sad in general, to a degree. Because once you realize it, of course, we're going to give you the time to have your heart hurt. But you continued talking about, well, I was writing letters and she was getting mad. Well, then stop writing the fucking letters. I was getting flowers and she was getting mad. Well, stop getting fucking.
And maybe, first of all, not only is it that she might not like you, maybe that's not the things that she enjoys. Just because you enjoy it, or that's what you think she enjoys, doesn't mean that that's what she wants. But yeah, you need to stop. Because like you said, then this is the beginning stages of a guy who will buy a roadcaster and a microphone and talk about how women are awful.
And put a room full, or start a podcast.
Please don't.
And then go buy the women. Is this a new comment?
Yes. Maybe we should talk about something, because I have been thinking of starting something for the homeless.
Got to do something. We can. I'm down. But first, this guy or girl, get a podcast and get a whole bunch. Go get a whole bunch of young girls in there.
Please don't.
And then you put on shades, and then make sure your beard is combed. Or if you're a lady, make sure you got, your wig is on point. And then tell them how stupid they are as they sit there and listen to you, because they took a paycheck to sit there and listen to you tell them that they're stupid. So then it'll make you feel better. And then there'll be a whole bunch of other people like you that support that podcast and egg you on, and then you'll get money, because that's what this world is. A bunch of people talking to other people, telling them that they're stupid and they hate them. And those people sit there and listen to it. And then we agree with that person as they chastise adults who have been under the influence and drinking. And then we tell them that they're psychologists and therapists.
Or life coaches.
And then we fill up rooms and rooms of people who are there to listen to people who have no certification in any of the shit they're talking about. It's just people talking. So we don't have that problem. Our next major interview in Women Impacting Now is going to be Lena Harris.
Yay!
Licensed therapist who works for Cleveland State. She is the women's, or not the, she's not specifically for women. She is the athletic therapist for the whole department, both men and women's sports. So we are going to salute her. She will be our next interview next Tuesday, correct?
Yes.
And she's also in the comment section. And once again, she's dope. Anybody who fucks with us and we fuck with them, they're dope.
Period.
Athletic counselor. I'm sorry. I know you was gonna get me right, Lynn. Don't do this on my show. Don't do this.
The
on
second
my show.
time, first Chiquita, now Lean.
What is this? You clowning me told me I blend in with the brick. Chiquita talking about she want to date Russell Wilson, and Lean is like, get my shit right. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna just sit here like this. Can I talk now? Maybe I wrote that letter. That was me.
Surprise, surprise.
That was me. But no. But we want to thank y'all for supporting. We're getting out of here.
Yes.
The Sibs will be back tomorrow. We actually have a week where Pablo Escobar is not taking her out of town.
Nigga.
So we will be
A
back.
whole month.
Ozark. She's one of the, if you ever watched that on Netflix, Ozark. So yeah, see you tomorrow. And if you're listening to us on the radio, make sure you get home safely. And God willing, we'll be back tomorrow to enjoy all this foolishness. This is TDS Radio, our voice, our culture.
Bye.